Hello everyone. So in today's lecture we will discuss with the characteristics and functions of an ecosystem. So what are the characteristics of ecosystem? So these are the general characteristics of an ecosystem. So the first characteristic is the ecosystem is a major structural and functional unit of ecology. So as in previous lecture we have studied what is ecology. So the ecosystem is a major structural and functional unit of ecology. So what do you mean? What is mean by structural and functional unit? So the structural aspect, that means it refers to the description of the arrangement or the types and the number of species and their life histories, along with a description of the physical features of the environment. That means the structural aspects of an ecosystem relates with the number of species, different species present in that environment or the ecosystem. And the functional unit, so the functional aspects of ecosystem includes the flow of energy and the cycling of the nutrients. How the energy flow between these all the components of the ecosystem, and how the cycling, that is different cycle works in the ecosystem. So next is the structure of an ecosystem is related to its species diversity. As such, the more complex ecosystem has high species diversity. So as the complexity level of ecosystem increases, the number of species present in that ecosystem increases. As the less complex ecosystem have the less number of species, different species in the ecosystem. The next is the relative amount of energy required to maintain an ecosystem depends on its structure. That means how many different species present in that environment, what is the biomass of that species, and different uh, life histories of that species. The more complex the structure, the lesser the energy it requires to maintain itself. So as the complexity of the ecosystem increases, so the energy required to sustain different species in that environment requires less, as compared to the ecosystem which is having the less complex structure. It requires the more energy to sustain in that ecosystem. Next, the function of the ecosystem is related to energy flow in material cycling through and within the ecosystem. Next, the ecosystem mature by passing from less complex to the more complex states. Early stages of such succession have an excess of potential energy, and a later, that is mature stage of ecosystem, have less energy accumulation. Next, both the environment and the energy fixation in any given ecosystem are limited. They cannot be exceeded in any way without causing serious undesirable effects. So the environment and the energy fixation is fixed. The next is the alteration in the environment represent selective pressure upon the population to which it must adjust. Organisms which fail to adjust to the changed environment must vanish. So all the organisms which are present in the ecosystem have to have to adjust with the changes, whatever the changes made into that environment. If the organism fails to adopt that changes, then they have to vanish. Next, next is the functions of an ecosystem. So what is the function? So ecosystem functions are exchange of energy and the nutrients in the food chain. As we have already discussed in the previous slide, the function is nothing but the flow of energy from the or the between the different organisms present in that ecosystem. So this exchange sustain the plant and animal life on that planet, as well as the decomposition of organic matter and the production of biomass. So which are the different functions of the ecosystem? So first is transformation of solar energy into the food energy. So as we all know that the whatever the energy is present on the earth, so main source of that energy is the sun. So the first function of any ecosystem is the transformation of that solar energy into food energy. As we all know, we all are sustaining because of that energy, solar energy. So the transformation of solar energy into the food energy is the main function of any ecosystem. The next function is the circulation of elements through the energy flow. So whatever the elements are generated, for example, whatever the nutrients are present, so the circulation of that nutrients or that elements through the energy flow into the ecosystem is a function of ecosystem. Next is the conversion of elements into inorganic flow. So the whatever the nutrients are present or the whatever the different organisms are present, so the conversion of that elements into the inorganic flow is a function of ecosystem. The next is the growth and development of the plants. Then the next is the productivity of ecosystem. So whatever it may be any ecosystem, so that ecosystem have to produce something to sustain the different organisms or the different microbes present in that environment ecosystem. So that is nothing but the productivity of that particular ecosystem. So that productivity divides into different categories, that is primary productivity, secondary productivity, net productivity, and stability of the ecosystem. Next is the food chain. What is the food chain? So, the order of living organisms in a community in which one organism consumes the other and it's itself consumed by the another organism to transfer the energy is called a food chain. That is nothing but the functional part of the ecosystem. That is nothing but the flow of energy from one organism to the another organism. So, how this energy flow from one organism to the another organism, so that is nothing but the in the form of the food chain. So food chain is also defined as a chain of organism existing in any natural community through which energy is transferred. So food chains were first introduced by the African Arab scientist and the philosopher Al-Zahiz in the 9th century and later popularized in a book published in 1927 by the Charles Hilton. So how this food chain works? So the diagram explains. So uh, the source of the energy is sun. So the producer, that is nothing but the green plant, absorbs the energy from the sun. Then the next is the consumer level 1, that is nothing but the herbivore. They are depending on the producer, that is on the green plant. The next is consumer 2, that is small carnivores. So they are depend on the consumer level 1. The next is consumer level 3, they are depending on the consumer level 2. And the last organism in the food chain is nothing but the decomposers. That is nothing but the different bacteria which decompose the different organisms. So how the food chain works? So this is the typical example for the food chain. So the energy from the sun is absorbed by the plant. Then the grasshopper eats the plant. The second step is the mice ate the grasshopper. Then the next, the snake ate the mice. The next is the eagle eat the snake. The next, when the eagle or the hawks die, the fungus or the fungi breaks the bodies down and it turns into the nutrients. And these nutrients, in the next step, the nutrients along with the sun and water causes the grass to grow. So this is how the energy flows into the ecosystem. So this is how the energy flows into the ecosystem. Plant grows to the sun energy, then this way it works, and when the hawk or the eagle die, then microbes, whatever the fungus, breaks it down into different nutrients, and these nutrients passes to the plant through the soil and water, and the sun from the plant absorb the sun energy and water and the nutrients from the soil, and then it grows. Again the cycle continues. The next is trophic levels in a food chain. So whatever the elements present in the ecosystem, or the whatever the elements present in the food chain, are divided basically into three categories. The first one is a producer, that is nothing but which produces the food, that is nothing but the plants through the absorption of the solar energy or water. Then the next one is the consumers. The consumers may be primary consumers, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumers. And the last one is the decomposers. So in this diagram, here are the producers which produces the food. Then the next one, different animals which are dependent on the producers are known as the consumers. And the last one, the the organism which decompose the converts the which converts the which converts the energy into again the nutrients, and by these nutrients are absorbed by the producers, so these are known as the decomposers. Next is food web. What is food web? So basically food web is nothing but the interconnection of the food chain, or nothing but the different food chain. So food web can be defined as a network of interconnected food chain so as to form a number of feeding relationship among different organisms of a biotic community. For example, different ecosystems are getting connected by the food web. A food web comprises all the food chains in a single ecosystem. A single food chain is the single possible path that energy and nutrients may make while passing through the ecosystem. All the interconnected and overlapping food chains in an ecosystem make up a food web. Food webs are significant tools in understanding that plants are the foundation of all ecosystem and food chains, sustaining life by providing nourishment and oxygen needed for survival and reproduction. The food web provides stability to the ecosystem. So different animals are get interconnected to the food chain and forms the food web. The next one is the energy pyramid. So what is energy pyramid? So it refers to a graphical or the pyramidal representation to show the number of organisms, biomass, and the productivity at each trophic level. It is also known as ecological pyramid. So there are basically three types of ecological pyramid: pyramid of biomass, pyramid of numbers, and pyramid of energy. So pyramid of biomass has two different types, that is upright and the inverted. Same as pyramid of numbers refers to the upright and the inverted. So in the next PPT we'll see what is this. So see, pyramid of biomass. So upright pyramid of biomass, that means how the biomass level is present in the pyramid. So at the producer level 100% biomass is there. So in the next level, that is at the consumer level, primary consumer level, only 10% of the biomass is present. The next one is secondary consumer. Here only 1% of biomass is present, and at the last level, that is third level, only 0.1% sorry, only 0.1% biomass is present, that is which is utilized by the different level, that is from this level of producer at the producer level. So at the base 100% of this biomass is used by the primary consumer. Then from this whatever the biomass utilized by this primary consumer, from that only 10% is used by the secondary consumer level, and only 1% is used by the next level. The next one is the inverted pyramid of biomass. So this is the inverted pyramid. So producer, herbivores and the carnivore. So this consumer, that is primary consumers, are also known as the herbivores. So here inverted pyramid. So from at the base level, producers are biomass present of producers is, for example, 4 gram. The next at the primary consumer level, the biomass present is 8 gram, and the carnivore level, the biomass present is 12 gram. So that's why it is known as the inverted pyramid of biomass. The next one is the pyramid of number. So it explains the number of species present at the different levels of the pyramids. For example, producers. So here in upright pyramid, the number of producers are more than the primary consumers. The number of primary consumers are less than that of the number of producers. The next one, secondary consumer. The number of secondary consumer are less than the number of primary consumer. And the tertiary consumers, so the number of tertiary consumers are less than that of the secondary consumer. So this is known as the upright pyramid of number. So it explains nothing but the number of species present in the pyramid at the different trophic levels. The next one is the pyramid of energy. So this explains the level of energy at the different trophic level. So producers are having 10,000 kilocalories, and at the primary consumer the level of energy decreases, it goes to the 1000 kilocalories. Then at the secondary consumer level the energy again decreases to the 100 kilocalories, and at the top level of the pyramid, so it it reduces to the 10 kilocalories. So that is nothing but the decreasing rate of the energy flow from the producer to the consumers, to the tertiary consumers. So that is nothing but the pyramid of the energy.